Okay, longitudinal means it goes the length of the foot. So we're going to have a medial longitudinal arch and a lateral. Okay, so you've got arches on really both sides. And then there's a transverse arch. That goes side to side, huh?
Do we have on the hand or something?
Yeah, we've got transverse arch. You know, one up and one across. So basically these arches are going to be maintained by the shape of the bones and the relationship to each other. The ligaments between the bones, the aponeurosis, which is the plantar fascia, how that holds in place, and then the muscles. So if you've got weakness, if you've got bad ligaments, you know, like for me, I always have to wear some sort of orthotic, and I buy over the counter, so I don't have custom made orthotics, but especially for running, I've got to have some sort of orthotic in my shoes, you know, and my friend that's the physical therapist foot specialist, you know, it's like, I've always complained about, you know, having loose ligaments, and as I get older, that's coming to bite me. She goes, okay, you've got that problem in your shoulders and everywhere else. Why would you think it would be any different in your feet? I'm like, duh. So I have to have that support on my feet in order for the rest of my body to feel comfortable. All right, so the support in the arches, muscles provide about 15 to 20% of the support. And that comes from the inverters and everters, so the muscles that do those inverters. So medially, that's going to be tibialis posterior, flexus hallucis longus. That means that's the big toe flexor. Flexor digitorum longus, that flexes the rest of the toes. And then laterally, peroneus longus. So as we're starting to look at those muscles, then we've got extrinsic and intrinsic muscles, just like we did in the hand and the forearm. Okay, so the extrinsic are going to be originating on the leg, meaning the lower leg. Found in groups of 3 typically, or combinations of 3. And located in 3 anatomical areas, so anterior, posterior, and lateral. And then you've got some intrinsic muscles that originate right on the tarsal bone. So you've got a few little muscles within the foot, but not really a lot. Most of it is tendons that come from up here. So here are your extrinsic muscles by group. And so you're going to notice we've got a superficial and a deep posterior group. So your superficial group is going to be gastroc, soleus, and plantaris. Okay, so gastroc is what gives you the bulk of the contour of your posterior, your calf. Okay, so it's going to have 2 heads, so it's going to be like one muscle that divides into 2. So it's going to be attaching on both sides above the knee, and then it has a common tendon in the Achilles tendon. Okay, soleus is going to be deep to gastrocnemius, so gastroc's on the outside, then soleus. Soleus is named such because it's flat, like the fish called sole. Okay, it's a flat fish. Okay, and then plantaris is one of those muscles. Remember we talked in the hand, we talked about palmaris longus, which is a little bitty muscle with a lot of tendon that some people are actually born without. If you had it removed, you'd never notice it really. It's one that they will harvest sometimes for the tendon if they're doing a tendon replacement somewhere. Plantaris is the same thing in the leg. Little muscle, long tendon. It's a good one to harvest for tendon replacements if you need to.
And some people don't have them.
And some people don't have them, yeah. Let me just, I know it's time to go, let me just quick finish this slide. The deep posterior group, tibialis posterior, flexus hallucis, so your toe flexors. And it makes sense, because if they're coming from the back, then they're going to pull your toes down. So then the anterior part is going to be toe extensors, right? Okay. Let's call it a day. We've got a few more slides, but I'm not going to